Hello everyone. If you're someone who's questioning whether uni is right for you, and in this episode we want to talk to you about whether uni is right for you, how to decide. Maybe you don't really know what to study, so you're thinking, what is the point? Or maybe you're just feeling the social pressure of going to uni because that's what everyone's doing, or your parents really want you to. Today we are joined by Igor, who did not go to uni, and he instead did loads of online courses. He educated himself in other ways. He's channeled different ways of starting a business. He's worked with...
Getting jobs as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, you've worked with big brands like Pure Sport and Lumi.
Yeah.
And you are a content creator,
yes.
a creative, a filmmaker.
Something like that, along those lines, you know.
Igor has a big TikTok following now, which is over 39,000 followers on TikTok.
39, currently, yes.
And some of your videos have over 1 million views.
Yes.
And you've only posted just under 10 videos?
Under 10, but those 39k followers came from 5 videos.
That's crazy.
Which is very, very crazy, very fortunate. I'm very
And you're
happy.
very talented with your filmmaking.
I appreciate that. That's very kind of you. Such a nice welcome. I'm very happy to be here on Maya Radek's podcast. Like Maya said, I took the path of alternative education, and we can get into all of that. But that is what I do.
And also, he's my brother.
Yeah.
We are siblings.
Shout out siblings, shout out the family, shout out the bloodline.
So Igor didn't go to uni, and me, the older sibling, I did go to uni. So mum's had a handful.
She has,
with us. And Igor's only 21, by the way, and that's how much he's achieved. So, okay, how about we start with, how did you decide to not go to uni? When did you decide that?
Okay, so when I was at school during A-levels, I remember everyone was prepping, right? Everyone was deciding whether what was it, a personal statement? That's what it was.
Yeah.
You had to send the application and then the personal statement. And I remember that very clearly, and I was like, I couldn't be asked to do a personal statement.
Mm-hmm.
Not only because I knew I didn't want to go uni, but I was like, all this extra effort for me to do a course that I know I probably won't be using, right? So I was like, I knew from the jump that I didn't want to do it. But then I was just observing, because if you didn't go uni, you didn't really talk about it. It was It was assumed you were applying. I remember that very clearly at school. So when everyone else was applying, there was no conversation of oh, you're not going too? Oh, okay. And there was none of that. It was just everyone's doing a personal statements. It was just assumed. So it was very interesting, because I was just looking at how the teachers, the way they spoke, the way they talked about the unis. It was very interesting. And it was very assumed that you're going. So I observed that, and I was like, I don't like this. I don't like the way they don't even give you other options. But then, so the question was why? Why did I not?
Yeah. How did you get to that decision? What was your thought process?
So from an early age, around COVID, when I was 16, I remember that's when I first discovered education online, education on YouTube, and just started self-help books, making money online. That's when I saw that it was possible and started researching a bit more. And then I started when I was 17, I made a store online selling bracelets on TikTok ads, and then I made $3,000 revenue. It wasn't
well, actually, I'd argue that your entrepreneurial spirit started a bit earlier, when you started selling sweets online, in school.
Oh yeah, that was true as well.
That was what, year 7?
That was year
8?
9, year 8,
okay.
I think. Yeah, so I was 13, 14. Yeah, I just needed some cash, and I used to sell sweets at school. But yeah, that was I just needed money back then. But when I truly found out what business was, when I was 16, started creating a store online, selling products, and then that's when I made a bit of money online, and I was like, oh shit, this is possible. And that I was still at school, so when I was in business class and they were showing examples, I was just comparing it to the business I had back then. So I knew, I was like, okay, I'm not going to uni. This is not needed for me, okay, because I already had proof that I can make money online. And then things start changing. I left school. I started a detailing business. There's so many different businesses I've tried.
Businesses.
But But yeah, that's the
What is
reason.
about, because it's always been like some form of business. What is about business that like draws you to it?
I think it's the freedom. I think I've thought about this quite a lot. So after my detailing business, then I went on to work for this brand that sells like apparel, not apparel. They do sell apparel, but it's mostly running supplements. And they're like a big brand in London, and I worked for them. And then I worked for another company that sells like ice baths. And being in those companies and actually having like a proper 9 to 5, even though it was very creative and I was like able to not be like in a suit, it was very like free, and then it was like a startup. So it was quite chill vibes. But I just hated the fact when someone told me what to do. So I just knew after working those 2 jobs is like, I would rather make less money, but at least being able to decide. Of course, when you've got your own business, you've got to work even harder, and you've still got some sort of customers that you got to like respect, and you got to work for them, right? But that still gives you some sort of freedom to, let's say, if you want to stop, you can stop. You want to employ people, you can. So I think that freedom just really was attractive to me.
Well, that freedom, I guess, like, it comes with some costs as well, or like some hardships, obviously, because you have to kind of figure out your own timing and work on your like own schedule.
Yeah.
And like, this hasn't always been the case. You've like worked jobs and then done your kind of side hustle, content creation on the side, and more recently you've gone kind of self-employed.
Yeah.
So how did you go on that journey, for anyone that's listening that maybe is in a job or is at uni but wants to start their own thing on the side? Like, how did you go about that?
Well, I did a very extreme path in terms of I had my 9 to 5, and then I started creating content on the side, and that's all I did. Like, I went to work, I woke up before work, worked on the content, went to the 9 to 5, then after work I worked on the content again, and maybe I went gym a couple times a week, ate food, and that was literally all I did. But because I hated, like, I hated the job and I needed a way out, I needed to get out this job. So it was I was just working in terms of, I hated the position I was in so much that I needed to get out of it. So that's all I could think about, and that's I just dedicated my time to just getting out of there. And it was very extreme. It was like a bit soul crushing, but that's the path I took.
Igor is probably like one of the most hardworking people that I know. I mean, our parents are very hardworking as well, so I think that's probably where we get that from. But yeah, so you're saying that for you it was kind of like there was just like nothing else. It's just work and your creation on the side, your side hustle on the side, and like you just focus on that. And I guess the biggest driver was that you just didn't want to be in that job.
Exactly.
Not only because you wanted freedom, but also like it just wasn't a good environment, right?
Yeah, no, definitely. It wasn't a good environment. Like I said, I hated being told what to do, so I just had to get out of there. But it's that drive, like when you really don't want something, it motivates you and it keeps you disciplined way more. Like now that I've actually left the job, it's sometimes harder to stay disciplined because you don't have that like fire up your ass.
Yeah.
So I think having the fire up your ass is good sometimes. Like, I don't know, like for example, when I do start making more money, and I will probably move out of mum's house just because, and start paying rent, for example, because paying that monthly is like, oh shit, like.
Oh, it's kind of a conditional drive.
Yeah. Like I need to make money. It's not like I can't. And right now, I'm just living at my mum's house. It's very low cost, so it's just easier to do nothing. Mm-hmm. So yeah, forcing yourself to just.
How do you navigate that, like on a daily basis?
In terms of what?
Like, how do you kind of put in that discipline and get yourself to do the work? For anyone that's listening and is like it's just so hard to motivate yourself, especially with like social media and so easy to just procrastinate, scroll.
Yeah, I struggle with it every day. It's not like I just do everything, and I sometimes I do have to just delete Instagram and TikTok just to start getting shit done. But it's hard. I just try to, I don't know, schedule my day the day before to know exactly what I'm doing by the hour and then stick to that, but it's difficult. It really is. I feel like that's the modern struggle. Like, so many people have potential, but they just won't put the work in because they're just constantly distracted. I see myself, like, I get distracted loads. the one thought I keep having is that I could be doing more. Like, even though I work hard, and last night I was recording till like 2 a.m. And it was like a hard session, and I did what I had to do. But apart from that, some days I don't get everything done that I wanted to do. And then in my head, I'm just like, I could have done better.
In my opinion, you can be a bit harsh on yourself sometimes.
I know.
You need to be a bit kinder to yourself.
I know, but I feel like that's what keeps me stay
Motivated,
driven. You know?
yeah. I also get that. So speaking of just like barriers like social media and stuff, how do you deal with like the social pressures of, especially earlier on when everyone was going to uni and you knew that you don't want to do it?
Yeah.
How did you deal with the social pressures from like parents, family, friends, like everyone?
Yeah, it was difficult. It was difficult because, yeah, everyone was going, all my friends were going, and even the appeal of just like the party life of university, it was very, very attractive. And I was like, shit, that could be just a good experience. And then our parents were saying that I should go. But I think I knew that if I just focused on increasing my skill set and just making my own money, I could experience everything that I could at uni and make money at the same time, build experience and skills. So I was just like, it's not worth the investment. No, it was difficult, I remember, the peer pressure. But then you're also paying like $9,000 a year, maintenance loan.
Yeah, it's a lot of debt.
Yeah, I've got quite strong opinions on university, I think.
Yeah, we will get into that. I just wanted to kind of, from my experience, because I did go to uni, I did also see a lot of people, like you said, just going for the partying and just like for the experience.
Yeah.
Which is like a valid reason in of itself, but it's an expensive way to get that kind of like social experience. And you just, if you're just studying something that you don't really want to do, then it is quite a lot of time wasted, especially if you don't take the time to actually like network and like speak to professors and like try and get opportunities for yourself, or even start like a side hustle or whatever you want. Like yeah, it's just important to just keep trying and keep trying different things and network with people. And if you're thinking that you only want to go to uni for the social aspect, then I would probably reconsider. But I do want to hear your thoughts, because I know you have very strong opinions. So
yeah,
do you think that uni is necessary these days?
That's a great question. That's a great question right there. Do I think uni is needed, a necessity? In 2025, I think 95% of people, the data could be skewed, could be different.
Don't rely on the statistics.
No, this could be skewed. My study may be skewed, but 95% of people I don't think they need a university degree, especially with YouTube, especially with like online courses. I've heard a lot of people say that what they're doing at work is not what they learn at university. And they, like our cousin, for example, she's like a graphic designer. She's still at uni now, and she has a job being a graphic designer at the same time. And she literally told us that she learnt more about the job from an online course than the actual university. And to me, I'm just like, why on earth are you at university then? Like, put your time into the job or to educate yourself more. Because you're at uni for what at that point? It literally does not make any sense. And jobs like that where you can get a course online and you can learn it quicker, not waste 3 years at university, then you should, in my opinion, take that route every single time.
Yeah, especially if you do know what you want to do instead. Like if you're studying something and you're like, actually, I know I don't like this, and I have an idea for something that I want to do, or you're already trying something new on the side, then yeah, it does make sense to just go with that. But it's also worth noting that our cousin is in Poland.
Yeah.
And her uni is free. So I think that adds an extra layer of like, just it's kind of easier to just slide into and just kind of go with it until you're certain that you don't want to do it. Whereas here in the UK, it's like you're paying for it. You're paying for every single year, even if you drop out after second or third year, whatever it is, you've still paid for those years. And it's only getting more expensive.
Yeah, it's increasing the price.
Yeah.
It used to be free.
Yeah, ages. Well, not actually.
Well,
Not
you're the
that
one
long
that told
ago.
me, I think. You're the one that told me. So yeah, it used to be free.
Yeah, it's really increased in price.
I think
recently.
if it's free, that makes it a bit more enticing because you're like, okay, like it doesn't, the
Yeah.
cost isn't as big. You still learn not everything that you need, and you also get that experience of like being around people your age, being like an adult without the responsibility of like paying bills and stuff. So I think that aspect, it is good. Like my friend, he said that just being at uni has taught him a lot because when he was at home, his parents were doing a lot, like in terms of, I don't know, cleaning his room, cleaning the house, doing the laundry and stuff. So like those life skills, I think, are good to learn.
Yeah, I do agree with that. I think life skills are really important. And I also think that when you go to uni, you meet loads of different people from like loads of different places, like all over the UK, but also from other countries, like internationally. So it is a really nice way to just kind of get to know different cultures and see what else is out there, because when you're like, if you've just been living in your hometown and you've gone to that one school where everyone else also lives in that same area, it's such a small bubble, and you don't really know what, like, how other people actually think, like, from all over the world. So I think that's also a good.
That is, but I feel like we're sort of given the benefit of the doubt to unis right now with these, like, everything that we just said can be done. Actually being an adult, actually going to work,
That's
actually
true.
doing your laundry when you have to. I think if you just because you're forcing yourself, like, it's the same lesson, right? It's like, okay, shit, I got to do laundry. You go do laundry. Okay, how do I do this? I don't know how to do this. You either call your mum or you check YouTube. So either way, you'll learn that lesson. And then if you want to meet new people, like, you can go traveling and do the same thing. So
yeah, there's definitely other ways of getting those benefits out of uni if it's not like the course that you want to do. But then
what's like the actual pros of who would you recommend should go to uni?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, the people that well, specifically the courses that you actually need a qualification for in order to do the job that you want to do. So for example, I did psychology and I really enjoyed it, and I know I want to become a clinical psychologist. So for that, you do need an undergraduate degree. Some people also need a master's. Well, you don't need a master's, but some people do a master's. And then you also need a doctorate degree, and you can't get onto the doctorate without the undergraduate.
Yeah.
And like, some people go on to do psychology and then they don't like it, and then they realize that, you know, they don't want to go down that path. But I think that's still okay if you have the idea, the inkling of like, okay, I think I might be interested in this, then I think it's still worth trying and seeing whether you like it or not, because that's still information. Even if you decide that it's not for you, at least you've kind of like checked it off. But if it's like I don't know, if it's still like a subject like business, or I don't know, even like marketing, I think there are certain subjects that you probably don't need to go to uni and spend all that money on.
No, like, I think you're literally better off not going uni, because they've sold you a lie. You think you're gonna go get a marketing degree and then you're gonna get a job in marketing, but I'm telling you, like, the way I got a job at Pure Sport in like the marketing side was I made like a 5-minute video analysing what they've been doing, how they, like, I wanted a job in like community building, and I analysed how they built their community and put a lot of effort in. Like, I literally spent a month on one video, and then I posted it, they saw it, they were like, this is so cool, and I was like, I'm glad you liked it, can I have a job? And then through this video that I made, I showed that I'm hardworking, I'm proactive, I'll do things on my own without people telling me what to do. And that's what you want to show to people when you're young and you want a job, is that you want to show that hunger, because that's what most young people don't have. And you can get the experience like later on, but when you don't have experience, you can only rely on showing your characteristics are better than most young people. And that's what people are looking for when they're trying to employ you. And I've seen that like multiple times. Like then I wanted another job and I did the same thing. Like, I posted like 72 videos of me getting in an ice bath to this ice bath brand, and I was like, can I get a job? And then finally I got the job. So it's being persistent and showing your character. That's what gets you the job, not a degree anymore.
I think what you did was very admirable, like posting those videos in order to get the brand's attention. It's so like unheard of.
Yeah.
like no one really does that, and it's I think a lot of people don't do that because it's so difficult to put yourself out there online and it's quite vulnerable. How did you get over those kind of those barriers? I don't know if you had those barriers of like, oh my god,
I definitely did.
It's scary to post online.
Still to this day, it's like when you think about posting, you just think of like a couple people in your head that you don't even probably speak to anymore, but like their judgment is in your head. I think everyone has that. Everyone has that. But the first thing I did is just to have less of those people in my mind. Is I just created a new account on Instagram, and then that made it easier. So when I first posted those videos, I was like, literally the only close people to me that I know won't like judge me or anything will see this, so I don't really care. And I was like really proud of what I made. So I was like, okay, even if they do see it, I made this video and I got a job out of it. So I was like, I don't know, it's definitely hard, but I think with repetition, it's just, you're like, okay, well, I have to do this now, so let's just get it done.
Another thing that you can do if you do want to start content creation is to just like, if you don't want to make a separate account, you could also just block the people that you're kind of, that are like the voices at the back of your head. Just so that you feel a bit more safe and a bit more comfortable starting off, and then like as time goes on you can start unblocking people and stuff. And
I've had a lot of people do that as well.
So you're a big proponent of like content creation and social media, and it is like, it's a field that is growing so much, and it's, I mean, you're partly the reason why I even started doing this. Igor's been a big influence on me, even like trying to post. Like it was something that I wouldn't even comprehend in my mind until I saw that you started doing it, and I was like, oh, maybe it is possible, maybe it's not that scary. Why do you think that social media is such a good way these days to earn money, to make a living,
to develop that skill? I think it's where all the attention is. Like if you just look at yourself and what you do, where you spend your time, it's probably most likely on social media, probably scroll on Instagram and TikTok. So being aware of where attention is also very handy, and it sort of lets you know, in terms of a business perspective, where the attention is where business want to be. So you knowing that, you being aware and you creating content and then being able to generate attention will only let you build skills that will then let you make more money. Like it's a very good skill to have. When you create content, you're learning how to edit videos, you're learning how to speak better, you're literally, when you create videos, like Maya, for example, she makes a podcast, speaks for like half an hour, and then she's editing that, she's literally looking at herself, watching herself talk, so she's actively analysing how she communicates, and then subconsciously she's literally analysing what are the little flaws that she does when she talks, and then she tries to adjust those. You learn how to communicate better, you learn how to edit videos, you learn how to analyze data, like what works, what doesn't, comparing like what's been working in the market, and then trying to take inspiration and do that as well. Those skills that I find not only enjoyable but also very valuable nowadays, and that's where the world is heading. So I think everyone should start. And the last thing is that you also just document. Like the main reason why we wanted to do this little podcast is that we'll look back on it in like 10 years and be like,
memories.
Like I was 21, Maya was like 37, and then we no, I'm joking. and now we can just look back on it with just, you know, good memories.
No, that's so true. Yeah, I do think you're right. So yeah, better communicator, I've definitely noticed that for myself, because like if I look at my first video, I was literally constantly going like oh my god, I didn't realize that I speak like that until I recorded myself. That's
the big one. Go record yourself. You'll be like, oh my god, is this how people hear me?
Yeah.
And then you'll be like,
and it's a big thing. Even if you do want to like go into a job or whatever it is that you want to do, it's such a life skill to be able to talk to people, talk in like a team meeting and have, you know, like professional conversations. You do need to be a good communicator for that. So that's definitely teaching me, like I'm noticing so much progress on that. And also like even just the fear, like overcoming the fear of being seen online and almost...
Oh, that is our alarm. We'll end in just a second.
Yeah, we're going to wrap it up soon. So, yeah, even just posting online and constantly like getting over that fear is also just like a big growth thing.
Yes.
You just learn so much about yourself by pushing yourself to those limits. and yeah, documenting yourself and the memories.
That is such a lot of people that I just listen to, they often say that they wish whatever they're doing now, they wish they like started earlier, or they wish that they just documented more.
Yeah.
It's so big. Like, look, when you get your Snapchat memories like 8 years ago, you're like, oh my God, I wish I recorded longer. I wish I got me talking more. You know, like you do have those thoughts now. So imagine when like 30 years down the line, like we're literally living for our golden years.
Yeah.
So
and it will be so interesting to see like how we think now.
Yes.
Versus like in 10 years time, because I'm sure like we will have learnt so much.
Yes, exactly. And then like building like your personal brand.
It's a good opportunity.
In the age of like AI, when everything can be, when trust is at the lowest point, right? Like when people are creating content with AI, it seems so fake, and people just have the lowest trust ever when it comes to like buying something, right? So when you can build trust and show yourself, show that you're human, and like show your perspectives, people will trust you more. So it's such a big opportunity, such a good way to yeah. And then once you've got a personal brand, let's say mine, psychology, she can start creating content about psychology, and in the future she may get clients that want to do therapy. So it's just laying the foundation for just a lot of good things. It's just
whatever you're interested in, like social media just kind of gives you the opportunity to do more of that.
Literally, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so to wrap this up, for anyone who's listening or watching and they're thinking, okay, I don't think that uni is right for me.
Yeah.
What advice would you give them?
I would say look online, look at ways to educate yourself, because don't think like, oh, I'm not going uni. Like, you still have to educate yourself, and look at alternative ways, look at courses, look at YouTube, and try to build a skill set that is like you can do online, because not only can you then go traveling and be like a freelancer, have your own business that allows you to be not only like free in terms of you do what you want, but you also can be wherever you want. And there are now so many different ways. You can be a copywriter, you can be a graphic designer, you can start creating content. There is so many possibilities. So just go and try. And if you have to, go get a part-time job and do this on the side until it works. That's what I did for like a long period. But I truly think like even if you get a part-time job, you're getting experience, and that's what people want. Like going to uni is cool, but you really are delaying your experience and your ability to start making money. So go look for alternative education. There are so many things out there, and you'll be fine. And
just keep trying. Just doing something is better than doing nothing. So whatever it is, like you're gonna learn something from it. So just keep building up those skills. Whatever you're like, if you have an inkling that, you know, I might be interested in this, give it a go, try it out. If it's not for you, that's still information. For sure, exactly. Like you gave it a go. Okay. Where can people find you? Where can people find your amazing content? You can find me at iPhone Igor on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, iPhone_Igor, IGOR. Thanks for having me. Tell us about your course that's coming out. Oh yes, I'm working on... For anyone that's interested in filmmaking, like proper cinematic filmmaking. If you want real cinematic iPhone filmmaking, create films with your iPhone, then I have a course coming up that will teach you exactly how to do that. You can also check my content on TikTok and Instagram. You can see the films that I've created, and then I'll show you exactly how I do that with just my iPhone, not a $5,000 camera. You really don't need to spend that money nowadays. You can do it all with an iPhone, so check it out on my socials. Very accessible for anyone that really wants to like up their filmmaking game. Yes. Okay, well, it was lovely to have you here. We are off to Poland now. Yes. So. See you guys. Peace out. Bye.